Today's topic is fracture neck femur in young adults. Very important topic, especially for the treating surgeons and exam going PGs. We'll see the history of fracture neck femur. It was described in 1564. Abrose described proximal femur fractures. In 1823, they distinguished Ashley Cooper distinguished intracapsular and extracapsular fractures almost more than 200-300 years back. In 1850, they tried first internal fixation, and in 1902, Whiteman tried close reduction and hip spike application. In 1931, Smith-Peterson introduced Smith-Peterson nail for fixation. In 1941, Jewett introduced solid nail. In 1934, Moore came out with multiple pins for fixation. In 1936, Novels introduced multiple pins. In 1940, Moore introduced stainless steel prosthesis for the fracture neck femur. In 1952, Thompson prosthesis was introduced, almost 70 years back. In 1952, EO introduced a dynamic hip screw, that is DHS. And in 1980, EO came out with 6.5 cannulated screw for fracture neck femur. Anatomy of the proximal femur. Head of the femur is 2/3 of the spear. It is almost 40 to 60 millimeter in diameter. Rarely it is bigger than 60 or smaller than 40. Neck shaft angle is 130 plus or minus 7 degrees. Anteversion is 10.4 plus or minus 6.7 degrees. Length is 4 centimeters. Anterior surface and proximal half of the posterior surface lie within the capsule. Coming to the blood supply of the femoral head. Lateral epiphyseal artery. It is the posterior terminal branch of the medial circumflex artery, and it is a main blood supply. Medial epiphyseal artery, a branch of ligamentum teres. It supplies perifoveolar area of the femoral head. Inferior metaphyseal artery, a terminal branch of ascending portion of the lateral circumflex femoral artery. These three arteries supply blood to the femoral head. Femoral neck is intracapsular. Because of that, it has got some disadvantages. The retinocular vessels are prone to injury. Synovial fluid interferes with the fracture healing. Endosteal healing due to absence of periosteum. That is why you won't see any callus formation in fracture neck femur. Epidemiology of fractures. It is a bimodal age distribution. Above 50 years is most common. Below 50 years usually because of the accidents. In young patients it is fall from height or motor vehicle accidents. And in older people in our country it is usually slip and fall in the house or in the bathroom. Mechanical injury. Mechanism of the injury. Axial loading of the distal femur or a foot with an extended knee transmits the force to femoral neck, resulting in a shear fracture at the transition point from axial to the transverse alignment of the skeleton. Lateral rotation with a sudden increase in load with the head fixed in acetabulum and a planted lower extremity in relation to trunk forces. Impaction of the posterior neck along the acetabulum causing posterior combination of the neck. Classification of fracture of neck femur. Anatomical classification. Subcapital fractures, the highest incidence of AVN, these are intracapsular fractures. Transcervical fractures, these are also intracapsular. These can be subdivided into high or intermediate. Basicervical fractures, lowest incidence of AVN, may be extracapsular posteriorly. Fractures with a high shear angle are common in young adult, usually undisplaced. Begin in the basilar area, extend to neck to exit at subcapital location. Gordon classification. It is most widely used system. It is based on the displacement of fracture fragment. Four types are there. Type 1 or stage 1, it is incomplete, non-displaced fracture. Proximal fragment is valgus impacted with a retroverted head. Distal fragment is in external rotation, bending of medial trabeculae. Stage 2, it is a non-displaced complete fracture, break in trabeculae, but alignment is unchanged. Rare fracture, normal alignment at fracture site. Stage 3, displaced complete fracture. Displacement is less than 50%. Proximal fragment is tilted into varus and medially rotated. Distal fragment is in external rotation. Medial trabeculae are not in alignment with those of acetabulum. Alignment index is decreased. Stage 4, displaced fracture. Displacement is more than 50% and there is a dissociation. Head is free and distal fragment is proximal translated with the full lateral rotation. Trabecular head and acetabulum are aligned. Then what are the disadvantages of a Gordon classification? It has advantage for the management. It also has got some disadvantages. Does not consider lateral view. Retroversion and posterior neck communication are better seen in the lateral view. Intra-observer agreement on 4 stages is poor. We can divide this Gordon classification into two types, that is a binary division, non-displaced and displaced. It is simple. Stage 1 and 2 are non-displaced, stage 3 and 4 are displaced. Shows a good agreement among the surgeons. Powell's classification. It is based on angle formed by the fracture line with the horizontal in AP view. Type 1 angle is less than 30 degrees, type 2 30 to 50, type 3 more than 50 degrees. Advantages: used in planning osteotomy for fracture non-union in young adults. Disadvantages: direction of a fracture line changes with the radiographic source or position of an extremity, not predictive of union or AVN, ignore the coronal plane, less suitable for acute fracture. AO classification: B1 subcapital without or minimal displacement, B2 transcervical fracture, B3 displaced subcapital fracture. It has a worst prognosis. Linton classification: adduction type, abduction type and intermediate type. In adduction type, fragments having a varus displacement with the trabecular angle on APV is much smaller. In abduction type, valgus displacement because of the femoral head trabeculae are parallel to the femoral medial cortex trabeculae and angle is 180 degrees. Intermediate type, displacement halfway between the adduction and abduction. What are the clinical features? Patients usually come with a hip pain, inability to bear weight on fracture. The limb may bear weight in impacted fractures, tenderness over Scrappers triangle, external rotation of the affected lower limb, shortening, attempted movements are painful, active straight leg raising is not possible. You have to do X-ray of the pelvis with both the hips, AP view, internal rotation view and lateral view. X-ray and AP view you have to compare with the opposite hip and you have to see the Gordon and Powell's classification and Singh's index for osteoporosis. In lateral view you have to see angulation, displacement and posterior neck comminution. Count down AP view, that is internal 15 degrees internal rotation of the lower extremity, whole neck is visible, subtle cortical and trabecular break can be seen. In occurred fracture, cone down view or a CT scan or a bone scan after 48 hours and it has sensitivity of almost 85% and specificity of 94%. MRI is better than bone scan. If you have a doubt, do an MRI scan of the hip joint if the X-ray is normal. Treatment of fracture neck femur. It depends upon the following factors: age of the patient, type and duration of the fracture and comorbidities. Non-operative treatment is rarely indicated nowadays. It is indicated in compression type of stress fractures, with a 6 to 8 weeks of restricted activity. If the patient is unfit for surgery, mobilize the patient with the support as early as possible. Operative treatment in non-displaced fractures, AVN risk is high, almost 10%, and secondary displacement can happen in 16% of the patients. Displaced fracture neck femur non-union rate is almost 30 to 70%. And tension type of stress fractures and pathological fractures, these four type of fractures need a operative intervention. Non-displaced fracture, secondary displacement can happen, that is why better to fix it. Displaced fracture neck femur, you have to fix it. Tension type of stress fractures and pathological fractures, you have to operate. Coming to the close reduction, there are different techniques: extension technique, flexion technique, and Siunotsky technique. In Siunotsky technique, limb is abducted, externally rotated limb is distracted until length and varus is corrected, then leg is internally rotated and adducted to neutral. I think this is the most commonly used technique. Assessment of reduction of a fracture, there are different indexes are there. The Gordon alignment index is in AP view should have 160 degrees, lateral view 180 degrees, both and AP lateral view 155 to 180 degrees. Assessment of quality of reduction, if it is good, if the displacement is less than 2 mm, AP alignment anatomic to 15 degrees valgus, lateral alignment anatomic or plus or minus 10 degrees. Fair, 2 to 5 mm fracture displacement, AP alignment less than 5 degree varus to less than 25 degrees valgus. Too much of valgus is also not good. Lateral alignment 10 to 20 degrees from the anatomic. Unacceptable if there is a more than 5 mm displacement in AP view, more than 5 degrees varus or more than 25 degrees valgus, or more than 20 degrees from the anatomic in the lateral view. Coming to the open reductions, indications are maximum 2 or 3 gentle close reductions have failed. Causes of the difficult reduction are posterior combination of the neck or a soft tissue or a capsular interposition. You have to do a open reduction if there is a 2 or 3 close reduction failure. Approach is Watson's-Jones anterolateral approach or a posterior approach. Watson's-Jones approach is a directly control the femoral fracture, neck fracture, avoids further damage to blood supply of the femoral head. Fracture can be judged on the anterior fracture line. Posterior approach, risk to vascular supply of head traversing through the posterior neck. It is a retinaculum and lateral epiphyseal artery. All the fracture neck femur should be fixed at the earliest. Delay may result in non-union or avascular necrosis. The patient is not medically fit. Make the patient fit. Meanwhile, keep the skin traction and fix it at the earliest. Internal fixation options in younger patients are cannulated screw fixation or a compression hip screw. Cannulated screw fixation indications are non-displaced fractures, displaced subcapital fractures, displaced high and intermediate transcervical fractures, tension type of stress fractures. In these cases, you can put a cannulated screw. Cannulated screw fixation. The principles are you have to put 3 screws in the inner 2/3 of the head. In inferior screw first, followed by second screw proximal and posterior to the first rests on the posterior cortex of the neck to prevent retroversion of the head. Preferred cannulated screw guide pin position. The ideal pin position is frontal alignment of more than 130 degrees. It should not be a varus reduction. Parallelism within 10 degrees. Pin spread more than 15 mm. Posterior neck cortical support of less than 3 mm. Medial neck cortical support less than 3 mm. Screw hip within 5 mm of the subchondral bone. Screw tip should be within 5 mm of the subchondral bone. Then It gives a perfect reduction and stable fixation. Hip compression screw indications are basic cervical fractures, low transcervical fractures, fractures with a high shear angle. Problems are inferior buttress by calcar is not present, posterior cortical support not present. Principal controlled collapse at fracture site. Complications of internal fixation of fracture neck femur. Failure of internal fixation is a common complication. It is usually due to infection, loss of fixation, non-union avascular necrosis. Next complication is loss of fixation. Loss of fixation is defined if there is a fracture position displacement more than 10 mm, change in screw position by 5%, backing up screw more than 20 mm, or if there is a penetration of the joint by screw. Avascular necrosis is the next complication. It happens in almost 6 to 20% of the young patients. Factors contributing to AVN are displacement of the fracture fragment is the main factor. In non-displaced fracture also AVN can be seen. It is almost 8 to 10%. In displaced fracture it is almost 30%. Displacement causes stretching, kinking and disruption of the retinacular blood vessels. And level of the fracture also makes the difference. The highest incidence of AVN is seen in subcapital fractures and lowest incidence in basic cervical fracture. Avascular necrosis. Another cause is capsular tamponade. Fracture hematoma causes increased pressure in hip joint. Abduction and interrotation increase the pressure, occlusion of venous drainage and retinacular artery. Capsulotomy in young adults is a controversial topic, and capsular pressure is less in type 3 and type 4 because capsule is tall, and increased in type 1 and type 2 fractures. Delay in the procedure of more than 48 hours, the AVN risk is increased. You have to reduce the fracture within 6 hours and fix it. Fracture reduction and treatment method also makes the difference in the failure and AVN. If the Gordon alignment index is less than 150 or more than 180, it increases the risk. Cannulated screw fixation in the basic cervical fractures or inadequate fixation leads to the failure of the fixation. Associated medical and surgical conditions also contribute to the failure. Avascular necrosis of the hip. Diagnosis is radiological. You can diagnose usually after 6 months to 2 years. Sudden increased pain or gradual onset pain which is worsening over the time, and decreased movements. Bone scan is sensitive and specific. Uptake increases after 3 to 4 months of surgery, remains high at 6 to 12 months. MRI low signal intensity band away from the fracture line in T1 weighted images clearly delimits necrotic area. Other cause for the failure of fixation is infection. Infection can be superficial infection or a deep infection. Non-union of fracture neck femur in young adults. Usually it is diagnosed after 6 months, from 6 months to 12 months after the fracture. Incidence is 3 to 7%. Combined young adult is 4 to more than 30%. Causes of non-union are, you can classify them into factors under the control of surgeon: preoperative treatment, malreduction, implant, bone grafting and infection. Factors beyond the control of surgeon are vascularity of the head, displacement of the fracture, poor quality of bone, posterior comminution, capsular tamponade, age, level of fracture in neck, pathological fracture, premorbid medical conditions. These are not under control of surgeon. Non-union of a fracture. Coming to the diagnosis, clinical features are pain in the groin or anterolateral aspect of the hip, which is increases on weight bearing, tenderness over the Scarpa's triangle or over greater trochanter, movements are restricted, telescopy will be positive if there is no implant, shortening of the lower limb, X-ray will show signs of instability of the implant, progressive osteolysis of the neck. Confirmation of the non-union, you can do a bone scan. If there is a doubt in the X-ray, it will show head uptake of affected side or head uptake of the normal side. So ratio should be more than 1. If it is less than 1, then it is a non-union. MRI can differentiate of non-union from the avian. CT scan will show the screw position, sometimes gap at fracture site. Management of a non-union young patients depends upon age of the patient, vascularity of the head of the femur, status of femoral neck, degenerative change in the hip joint, duration of the non-union, and physical condition of the patient. Treatment options in young patient with a non-union neck femur. If the head is vascular, you can do osteotomy. There are 3 different osteotomies are there: Powell's osteotomy, McMurray's osteotomy, Blount's angular osteotomy. Or you can do a muscle pedicle bone grafting, that is Mayer's procedure, or a TFL muscle pedicle graft, gluteus medius, sartorius muscle pedicle bone graft you can do. You can do an osteosynthesis with a non-vascularized fibular graft or a vascular fibular graft and iliac crest. Or you can do neck reconstructive procedures. If the head is avascular, you can do a McMurray's osteotomy or arthrodesis or a total hip replacement if there are degenerative changes, or if it is not possible to do a osteotomy or a reconstructive procedure, then the option is total hip replacement. In infected non-union, the option is girder stone arthroplasty. Valgus osteotomy, that is Powell's osteotomy. The prerequisite is undisplaced fracture, no resorption neck with a viable femoral head. It is indicated in young active patients. The goal is to place femoral leg fracture at an angle of 20 to 30 degrees of the horizontal. Other osteotomy is valgus osteotomy. You can take a laterally based wedge and fix it in a valgus position with a condylar blade plate. This osteotomy makes the distractive forces into compressive forces and the fracture union chances increases. Muscle pedicle bone graft, Judet and Mayer's muscle pedicle bone graft. Indications: young patient with a fresh fracture or a ward fracture or a non-union. Approach: posterolateral approach, 3 cannulated screw fixation of the head and neck. Advantages: new source of blood supply to the femoral head, corticocancellous and cancellous graft buttresses, and stabilize the posterior fragmented neck. Disadvantage: more extensive anatomy deforming procedure, remaining blood supply is at risk sometimes. This diagram shows Mayer's muscle pedicle graft technique. Muscle pedicle bone graft, gluteus medius muscle pedicle bone graft, that is Buck's or hip. Graft is taken from the greater trochanter bearing the attachment of gluteus medius and minimus. Graft is placed across the hip anteriorly and fixed with a screw to provide support. Tensor fascia lata muscle pedicle bone graft. Smith-Peterson approach, vascular supply, lateral circumflex femoral vessel, 6 to 7 cm of iliac crest, 2.5 cm of deep osteotomized from the inner cortex outward, leaving the tensor fascia lata undisturbed and fixed to the femoral neck non-union. McMurray's osteotomy. Indication: young patient with a strenuous occupation with a non-union fracture neck femur. Advantage: osteotomy converts the shearing stresses at fracture site into compressive forces, improves abductor power, makes the fracture line horizontal, and armchair effect. Even if osteotomy does not unite, patient will be able to walk pain-free. Oblique osteotomy begin at the base of the greater trochanter and ending just above the lesser trochanter in the intratrochanteric area. Distal fragment is displaced medially and abducted slight around 20 degrees. Weight bearing line bypasses the fracture site and head is supported by a distal fragment. Osteosynthesis. You can fix it with a non-vascular fibular graft. Nagy's procedure is indicated in young patient with a non-union, open reduction and fixation with a compression hip screw and free fibular graft. Complications are avian collapse of the head, coxa, fracture of the graft are the common complications. You can fix the non-union with the vascular fibular graft, or you can fix the non-union and with a cage and screw and put a bone graft or muscle pedicle graft also. That is a neck reconstructive procedure. Total hip replacement is a simple surgical procedure in a non-union of neck femur if there are no deformities or if it is not infected. Complication rates are little bit higher compared to the primary THR, and in infected and non-union you have to remove the all implant and do a Gardner excisional arthroplasty. Pathological fractures less common in young adults. Common sources are prostate, CA cervix, multiple myeloma. You have to prophylactically fix the neck to prevent fracture. The lesion is painful, lytic, more than 50% of the cross-sectional diameter of the bone, or involves the length of the cortex greater than or equal to cross-sectional diameter of the bone or greater than 2.5 centimeter in axial length, or pain is unresponsive to radiation therapy. Stress fractures are less common. They constitute less than 5% of the fracture neck femurs. There are two types: fatigue fracture or insufficiency fracture. Tension fractures begin in the superior neck and extend transversely. High risk of displacement and elderly patient. Compression fractures start at the inferior cortex, heal with a 6 to 8 weeks of non-weight bearing, and displaced stress fractures need a fixation. Better to fix tension type of stress fractures and displaced stress fractures, and the treatment depends upon the patient fitness and age. Classification of the stress fractures: Blickenstaff and Morris classification. Type 1, non-displaced. Periosteal reaction or callus formation along the inferior femoral neck without evidence of fracture line. Type 2, visible non-displaced fracture across the femoral neck. Type 3, completely displaced fracture. You have to do X-ray, bone scan, accuracy is almost 68%, MRI is 100% sensitive and specific. Tension type displaced fractures, you have to do cannulated screw fixation.
Stress fractures, there is a classification. Type 1, non-displaced. The periosteal reaction and callus formation along the inferior femoral neck without evidence of the fracture line. Type 2, visible non-displaced fracture across the femoral neck. Type 3, completely displaced fracture. The X-ray will show the fracture line or callus in the inferior part. Bone scan is 68% accurate. MRI is 100% sensitive and specific. If it is displaced, it is a tension type of fracture. You have to fix it with the cannulated screw, or a compression type. You have to give the bed rest to the patient. Fracture neck with a shaft. These constitute around 3 to 6% of the fractures, common in young patients with a multiple fracture. If you are in doubt, do an MRI scan of the hip. And treatment options are antegrade nailing of shaft with a cancel screw anterior to the nail. It is little bit technically difficult. Reconstruction intramodular nail, hip screw with a long plate. You can fix fracture neck femur separately and shaft fracture separately. A retrograde intramodular nail for shaft fixation with a cancel screw placed superior to the tip of the nail.